Hi, this is Peggy with Natural Awakening Chicago Magazine, and I want to welcome you back to our continuing video series this month, Women in Wellness. We are celebrating throughout the month of May women in the Chicagoland area who are making a big impact on wellness for everybody, particularly women, but throughout the entire health and wellness spectrum. And I am pleased to be here with Milan Perry. She is the owner and founder of SoNaturelleWellness in the Chicagoland area, but serving women everywhere by creating sustainable and enjoyable healthy lifestyle design techniques. So welcome, Milan.
Thank you, Peggy. It's such a pleasure to be here with you today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing a lot more about your approach to healthy weight for women. I love your Chic Women Don't Diet approach. Tell us a little bit what that means.
So the Chic Women Don't Diet, when I initially started that particular program, I started with the idea, similar to French Women Don't Get Fat. A lot of women are familiar with that.
Mhm.
Well, with the Chic Women Don't Diet program, we don't live in France. We can't eat like French women. We live here in the United States, or maybe in another country that's in tune um, with what we're talking about. But when the Chic Women Don't Diet is based off the idea that you don't have to diet. You don't have to live off smoothies every day. And I love them. There's nothing wrong with a good smoothie. I have them when the temperature goes up in Chicago. But the idea that you have to live off them to stay in a sustainable weight, that you have to live off them to be healthy is just doesn't work. You should be able to enjoy food as an experience, and food is meant to be enjoyed as an experience. Food is not um, designed to, oh, I eat because I have to live. No, we should eat because we enjoy food. We enjoy the camaraderie that it brings, but
Right.
not to the extent that food becomes something that we do and we restrict it. We restrict what we want to eat because we're trying to lose weight or getting to a more comfortable size, or getting ready to go on some event or vacation. So we should be able to enjoy food and not worry about dieting. So the Chic Women Don't Diet program is about helping women to feel good in their skin and remove the idea that you have to diet, but just enjoy food um, in a slightly different way, and how you eat, not just what you eat.
Right. And that whole word diet just is, I don't even know, restricting, a turn off. It just kind of moves somebody into a certain category. Oh, I'm dieting. I can't have
Right.
this. I can't have that.
Right, exactly. And even with diet, the word diet itself is more of like the here and now. And I think that over the years, we've become accustomed to wanting it now, wanting it quick. And when we want to diet, it's like, okay, I'm going to eat this way for a certain period of time instead of eating in a very healthy way, over a period of a longer period of time, making it a lifestyle, allowing myself to have what I want in moderation, and knowing that I have the control. This is not about willpower, but just being able to say, I can have this if I want it.
Yeah.
That my body doesn't agree with what I'm eating right now. My body doesn't like this. I don't have to eat this. I don't have to eat the same amount of food as someone else does. And that's the other problem that I find with people is that, especially women, especially if you're married or if you have children or you're around other people eating, we mirror other people. And mirroring, when we mirror someone else eating, we eat according to their cycle of eating,
Mhm.
and then we end up eating more, and then later we feel guilty, and then we feel like, now I have to go onto this diet, which if we just eat according to our own uh, anatomy and our own physiology of how we feel, then we wouldn't have to worry about dieting.
Yeah.
It would just be a lifestyle. This is how I eat to live in a very modified and a chic way.
So you're a formally trained culinary chef. You're an herbalist. You are a holistic wellness specialist. How did you get to this point?
When I initially got to this point, it was, it started with my grandmother.
Mhm.
And my grandmother, who was like my second mother, when she passed away, and even before she passed away, I was already finding myself going down a way of eating, a
Mhm.
very mindless way of eating because of just the stress of it all. I wasn't really paying attention to how I was feeding my body, nourishing myself anymore. And I started to pick up weight myself.
Mhm.
And the realization was that, wait a minute, if I don't get control of this now, her eventuality will be my eventuality, but perhaps at a younger age. So once I realized that, I started to make modifications in my own life. And the first modification I made was in my mindset, how I came, my presence and my being around food. And then once I made that connection, that my mindset needed to change first, and how I viewed food, how I looked at food, how I prepared food, then I was able to come in with the other part of it, which was the actual action part of it. You know, making sure that I have the right food in my house and making sure that I'm cooking food in a way where it's nourishing for me.
Mhm. So mindset is I think a big thing. You know, you
Mhm.
mentioned mindset, you were talking about the whole switching from, well, I'm just eating food to survive, to eating food to thrive. What
Mhm.
can we be doing now to adjust our mindsets around food?
So one of the things we can do right now to adjust our mindset is, and this is something simple that a lot of people can do, because over the last year, more people have been home
Mhm.
and not in an office. So their home has become their office. But I
The
find that
refrigerator's just down the hall.
the refrigerator is just down the hall, or I have so many clients, or I have so many projects to work on right now, or my team is waiting for me, that I can, focus on the day at hand and focus on everything. And then the hours just pass
Yeah.
and go, and you look up, it's like 3, 4 p.m. You haven't even eaten. So I tell my clients to designate spots for things. Your desk is not the place to eat. Your desk is a place to work. Designate spots for everything that you do. Designate spots for eating and eating only.
Mhm.
Designate spots for reading, reading only. So when you're eating at your desk, what happens is the same um, way that you are in your relationships with other people, that multitasking of all of the tabs open, you bring that into your life in other areas. And especially when you're eating, you start eating at your desk, and now you're working, you're eating at your desk, you're not paying attention, you're trying to eat within a certain amount of time, let's say 10, 15 minutes, so you can hurry up and get back to work, get back to your team, get back to the project. You're not conscious.
Yeah.
You're not being aware of the taste, texture, and the flavor in your food. You're not enjoying the experience of food. So the first step is to allow your body the moment to be mindful of where you're eating, mindful of what you're eating, mindful of the preparation that went into it, and being more mindful as you're preparing it. So I think that first step is just getting control over the where you're eating and how you're eating and enjoying food.
Mhm. And it doesn't have to be a big fancy lunch. It could be whatever you're having,
No, it
not eating
doesn't.
at the keyboard.
Exactly. Not eating at the keyboard. Definitely not eating at the keyboard. And also just um enjoying, like I said, just enjoying that experience of eating, because we when we sit down to food, it shouldn't be a it should be an experience. Even when you're dining at home, I think we have the tendency to want to impress everybody else. I remember just pre-COVID, people, we impress everybody else.
Mhm.
Someone else comes over for dinner, we put out our best for them, we make the best meal for them, or even if it's just a simple lunch, but it's still something very well thought out and it looks really pretty.
Yeah.
But when it comes to ourselves, we don't do that. So allowing yourself to nourish yourself in a sort of a sophisticated, chic
Mhm.
way. So you're showing that hospitality to yourself
Mhm.
first. So you're putting out your best silverware. You're putting out your best plates. Some people like the square plates, the oblong plates, whatever you
Yeah.
do for someone else. Start doing that for yourself first before you serve someone else's plate. Start serving yourself first. So I think the idea of getting back to allowing yourself to be the priority, again, that's all about self-care. When we're dining at home, not eating at your desk, eating at a table, a designated spot, it's all about self-care. Everything that
Yeah.
we do for ourselves to nourish ourselves, it's about self-care and wellness.
Mhm. So how do you work with women? What's your technique to getting them to the point of Chic Women Don't Diet, of getting them to the point of self-care, taking away, what's the word, comparisonitis? How do you work with
Yeah.
people to get them comfortable with what they're eating?
So I work with women in a container where, number one, I like to see where the woman is at first. So once I see where she's at, then I'm able to see exactly where she wants to go. So if she's someone who just doesn't cook at all, then I feel that that's one of the first things we have to work on, allowing her to feel comfortable
Mhm.
in her kitchen, allowing her to be more aware of, what she can use, what tools she can use to be more chic and elegant in her kitchen, how to allow herself to be where she's not stressed and rushing in the kitchen or feeling like this is just too much. I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to order someone else, one of those services where they bring you the ingredients and you have to cook it all. Well, first she needs to understand that there's a technique and there's a system. There's a system to losing weight. There's a system to being very comfortable in your kitchen. So once we figure out what is it that she wants to do, then we can move forward from there. So I feel that every woman has a unique biochemical individuality, and that is one of the first things that I start with. And when I say the unique biochemical individuality, that's your UBI. I feel that every woman is completely different. So every woman's stresses are different, her environment is different, her culture is different. So all of that affect her social standing in life is different. So
Mhm.
all of that affects how we eat, how we dine, how we lose weight. So when I'm able to look at what is her unique biochemical individuality based on genetics or lifestyle or environment, then I can tailor a program or packaging custom to her that would allow her to start to lose the weight. And it's not a quick fix.
Mhm.
I remove the idea that weight loss is a quick fix. This is a lifestyle. Once you have the tools in place, then the weight will come off. The weight loss is simply just a byproduct of what you're doing. So learning how to cook delicious and elegant foods, learning how to be more in tune and listen to your body, learn how to bring more herbs and spices into your food and using food as therapy instead of just using food to survive.
Yeah. Now, one of the quotes that you had sent to us that was one of your inspiring quotes in your life is, "You can change without growing, but you can't grow without changing. Grow through your changes."
Yes.
How do you see that as relevant now as we are moving through the pandemic and into the next stages?
That was one of the biggest quotes that has always helped me in life to make any change that I'm looking to make. I feel that going through the pandemic has exposed each person to who they are as a person,
Mhm.
who they are in their thoughts. And it's just basically brought that out. If you were the person who loved dining out, just loved that sort of a lifestyle where you enjoyed the, newest restaurant that opened up, you enjoyed dining out with friends, that al fresco dining. Well, once the restaurants close, you're stuck at home with yourself trying to figure out what are you going to do? How are you going to nourish yourself? So either you hire a personal chef, or get on Grubhub and order out again.
Or
But
you
then
figure
after,
it out yourself.
or you figure it out yourself. So I think that because this new way of life has made us different, the way we do things and the way we explore things, I think that it also opens a way for people to make changes in their life. It makes way for people to um, allow a different way of doing business. For example, I work with clients locally
Mhm.
and as a chef, and I also work with clients internationally and as well as nationally online, so virtual. But before that wouldn't have Most people wouldn't have even considered that because anything online was like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't even know them. It's online. But now everyone is working online. So that quote allows a person to look at themselves and say, okay, this is where I am right now.
Mhm.
I continue to do what I'm doing. And you're going to grow. No matter what you do in life, you will always grow. No
Yeah.
matter how you eat, you're going to grow. Maybe you'll lose some weight. It'll be, small steps. Maybe you'll learn to eat better. Maybe you'll cook better or different. But when you change and do something opposite of what you've been doing, learn a new way to eat,
Mhm.
learn a new way of being with your food, learn a new way in how to cook amazing, delicious foods, then you can actually see the change. Then it becomes, this is a lifestyle. This is a huge change because now you're looking at things different. So you're going to grow either way. You would just grow farther
Yeah.
if you do it the latter.
If you cultivate it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of exciting things happening. What's next for you, Milan, and for So Natural Wellness?
So what's next for me is I guess when COVID started, I was planning a retreat here in Chicago,
Mhm.
and well, that changed that, but not completely because my retreat is still in the air. It is still set to go. So when things are safe again, that is the one thing that I definitely want to do. I want to welcome women who want to just, enjoy an experience of either being home, away from home, to to reboot themselves, to reboot how they look at food, how they go into life, to bring back wellness into their life. And a lot of sometimes I think over the last year, a lot of us have frankly gotten away from wellness, gotten away from well-being. And if you're in the Midwest with all of different seasons, it's easier to get away from wellness. So my retreat will be a way to bring women back home to themselves and just come home to self. There's so much of ourself that have gotten lost over the years. In the last year, a lot of women have lost themselves, and a lot of women have been open to a lot of things that has happened in our society, and we're not blind to what's been happening.
Yeah.
So this retreat is about just coming home to self, purging that old you, bringing up the new you.
Great. Great.
Mhm.
Well, we will talk with you certainly more about that, about the retreat in the magazine coming up, hopefully. And is there anything else you want to add for any of the women watching today?
Yes, so I just want to add that um, we have to change. We have to start really looking deep within and how we eat, how we nourish ourselves. And Chic Women Don't Diet is not just a program for me, but it is, I want to start it. It's a movement. I want to start a movement with all women that Chic Women Don't Diet. And a lot of women may not see themselves as chic, but a chic woman to me is a classy woman, a woman who truly wholeheartedly believes that this is me now, but I can be better. I can be a better version of myself. I want to be a better version of myself. And I want to extend that invitation to anyone watching this video that you are a chic woman, and now is your time to thrive. It is your time to thrive emotionally. It is your time to thrive physically. It is your time to thrive just, with wellness and food and nurturing yourself. But everything that we do on the external, it means nothing if you're not well within.
Yeah.
So we have to start within to be well, to truly come home to self, and to really be one of those chic women who never has to diet.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Milan. If people want to learn more, how do they reach you?
So if people want to learn more about me, the best place to go and use a sort of an interaction with me is definitely my YouTube channel, SoNaturelleWellness Chicago. And you can find me on my YouTube channel, or just simply go to my website, it's SoNaturelleWellness.com, and schedule a consultation with me. Let's have a chat. Let's see where you are. Where is it you would like to go?
Yeah.
And if I could help to get you there. And if not, I love a great coffee date. Or an espresso date, I should say. I'm more of an espresso girl.
Sounds good. Well, thanks so much, Milan. And
You're
I
welcome.
wish you continued success with everything.
Thank you so much, Peggy.